This is what it looks like inside the U-2 spy plane 70,000 feet above Earth's surface. It's one of the most extreme flights a human can take, and one that I was given incredibly rare access to experience and bring you along with me. From takeoff to touchdown, this is a fully immersive 360-degree flight featuring raw, in-cockpit conversations with my pilot Mongo, and views that are truly breathtaking. I hope you enjoy the legendary U-2 in a flight to the edge of space.
Ground Pinion 09, taxi with Whiskey.
Pinion 09, runway 15, taxi at Kilo Foxtrot Charlie.
Kilo Fox Charlie, Pinion 09.
Pinion 09, ground crew clear.
Charlie, ready.
Pinion 09, Bill Tower, runway 15 at Charlie, line up and wait, tactical departure on request.
Line of point, Pinion 09.
Airboss is back up.
Pinion 09, tactical departure approved, maintain flight level 190, runway 15 at Charlie, wind 2007, clear for takeoff, change departure, have a safe flight.
Tactical departure up to 190, Pinion 09, clear for takeoff. Alright, Sam, go ahead and pull your pins. Here we go.
Raise your right, pull go free, pull go free.
Here we go. Whoa! That is fast. Woo! Wow. That is incredible.
We ain't done yet. So right now we're about 0.3 miles from the field in the spiral climb.
That was literally a rocket ship. Makes sense you wear the spacesuits.
Oh yeah. If you look under your left wing there's the runway.
Jeez.
Still 0.3 miles from the runway.
Just like that.
Departure Pinion 09, passing 10,000 tactical departure.
Pinion 09er, NorCal, departure, roger. Pinion 09er radio check, how do you hear me?
Pinion 09 as you loud and clear, passing 14,000 for 190.
Pinion 09er, thank you, radar contact, clear direct pinion.
Direct Pinion 09.
Horizon 2135, cleared ILS, runway 17 right approach, contact Capital Tower 125.7. November 2 on Mike, stand by. Horizon 2135, contact Capital Tower 125.7.
So is that 18,000 feet right there?
That's 18,000.
It's funny, I was going to ask, is it normal, like right after you put your suit on, you just get like an itch on your nose?
ILS 134, Foxtrot, NorCal approach, clear.
It can.
RNAV Zulu, runway 17 left approach.
And it's like, can't do much for the next couple hours.
Yep. And Pinion 09 requesting higher.
Pinion 09er, contact Oakland Center 350.3.
3503, Pinion 09. Oakland Pinion 09, level 190, requesting higher.
09 Oakland Center, call me takeoff 230.
230, Pinion 09.
09 contact Oakland Center 296.7.
2967, Pinion 09. NorCal Pinion 09, passing 200 for 230, request higher.
Pinion 09, Oakland Center, climb maintain outer above flight level 600, report reaching.
Outer above 600, Pinion 09, will go. So now on your right side of your suit controller there, if you press the press button, just check to make sure the inflation works. As soon as it starts inflating, you can release it.
09-53 on air, boss.
Dash, go for Pinion.
Hey bro, I just want to give you a heads up. I'm at 64 and I'm on a north-south track just south of Lake Tahoe, between Tahoe and a castle.
Copy, we'll be heading out to the coast here shortly. Suit inflation work fine?
It did, yes.
Good, good. So most of your airliners hang out in the 30s. As you can see, we're crossing 300 right now.
So already as high as an airliner in like not even 10 minutes.
6 minutes.
Yeah, if you've got time, if you want to kind of just hit the overall kind of flight plan, max climb to 70, whatever you want to just say to set the scene would be helpful.
Yep, so as we briefed on the ground, we're going to take off here as we're heading north, hit the Point Pinion. That's a deconfliction point with Oakland for our climb. Then we're going to head out to the coast of California, head down south towards San Francisco, past Monterey Bay. And then we'll hook east towards Yosemite before turning north to descend by Lake Tahoe on our way back to Beale.
So how long would it take to get to 70,000 if you just went straight up?
Well, we're going to see that pretty much right here. It's mission altitude's anywhere in the 20 to 30 minutes.
Wow.
For lightweight birds. There's 45,000, Sam. What's the highest you've ever been?
So I did hit 50,000 once in an F-15, which was incredible, but we only did it for a few seconds, so this is going to be a lot more legit, I'd say.
Yeah, we won't have any problem shattering that one today. Well, Sam, there goes 50. Your old altitude is now old.
It's all new territory from here.
And you can see she still wants to climb. So if you notice here, if you kind of look slightly above the horizon, you can see a gradation of blue into a dark blue.
Yeah.
If you could look directly above you, it would go even darker. As we continue to climb here, if you kind of maybe out the right side versus towards the sun there, but even looking in the direction of the sun, if you kind of like pick out the tops of the clouds and everything, and you can kind of define a horizon line, and you can start to make out the gentle curve. So obviously, hydration and nutrition are important on long duration sorties, right?
Yep.
So for the two-seaters, for the trainers, the rule of thumb is one of the water bottles per hour, based on the higher cockpit altitude and you living in a 100% O2 environment, right? So you're going to dry out a little quicker as your body's trying to find equilibrium with its atmosphere.
That reminds me, I'm going to drink a little more water now.
There you go. Slow, methodical movements are good to help decrease the probability of decompression sickness. Nobody has ever 100% nobody ever has 100% protection from decompression sickness. But the denitrification that we do in Fizzy before we leave helps. Gets excess nitrogen out of the blood. Nitrogen bubbles like large joints, so if I'm doing large muscle movements at altitude, then I can induce problems. So there you go. If you look out your right side as we're in the turn here, you can see it gets even darker the higher you go there.
Yeah, that's unbelievable.
Oh, Sam, there's 65,000. And climbing.
Yeah, I feel like I know the answer to this question, but does the view ever get old?
I don't think it ever will. All the different places we go, all the changing weather patterns, it's always fun. It's always new.
You really are on top of the world here, huh?
Well, you more than me right now. The only people higher in altitude than you right now are the people on the International Space Station.
Yeah, that is true. And I guess I'm, 2 feet higher than you?
Yeah, a couple feet higher, yeah. Notice the rapid roll rate on that one. So if you look out your left window, I'll demonstrate again. But when the yoke goes over 38 degrees, the roll spoiler pops out and increases that roll rate. Really helps get the nose around if I need to.
Okay.
So here we go, watch your left wing.
Wow.
So Sam, the normal commercial airliners love to hang out in the 30s, 35-ish, right? So you right now are twice as high as everyone else flying around the world, other than our fellow U-2 drivers doing the mission downrange.
Yeah, we're literally looking down on them from the same altitude. They're looking down at the ground.
It's crazy to think about.
Beautiful.
One of the most surreal experiences I had was on my first high sortie in the U-2. And we get up to altitude and the IP asks, "What's that long white line on the ground down there?" And I puzzled, and I'm sitting there thinking, well, nature doesn't make straight lines. What the heck could that be? About a minute and a half later, the IP goes, "That's an airliner, and that's a contrail."
Oh my gosh. Alright, well I think now's as good time as any to pop open my lunch. Never thought I'd be eating an apple pie at 70,000 feet, but here we go.
First time for everything. Enjoy.
Will do.
so the straw won't be attached so when you open the case, I just kind of set it in my lap. Make sure you got a good handhold on the straw, and then grab the tube that you want.
Okay.
Screw the straw into the top. I'll usually point the straw at the sunshade as I'm screwing it on, just in case. You don't want to squeeze the tube either when you're opening it. You can jet food all over the place.
Honestly, this apple pie actually tastes pretty good. You can actually taste the crust.
Oh yeah. There's not many bad ones.
What are your favorites?
I really liked the chicken tortilla soup for the longest time. They changed the straw structure, and now it's hard to get the chicken through the straw.
Oh no.
Most of the fruits are okay. Chicken a la king's not bad. They've got like beef stroganoff, pepperoni pizza, spaghetti and meat sauce. Hash browns and bacon's a pretty good staple. Nice little breakfast on your way to go do a mission.
And not everyone knows they actually have heaters in the single seat variants of these, so you can heat up your food.
Yeah, it's a little induction heater, kind of down by your left hip. So electric induction, heat it up for about 10 to 15 minutes and get a nice warm meal.
I love how the food bag says dragon food.
Oh yeah, there's all different ones that say things. We got some that say meze.
So you ever see any UFOs up here?
None. At least that's what we'll go with, right?
Yeah, I'll believe it or not. So it's only been a little over, an hour and a half for me, but what's the longest flight you've ever had?
So my longest one in the U-2 was 12.8 hours. Moving iron between here and downrange.
So what are you doing to pass the time on, something that long?
A lot of folks will read or, keep themselves busy. Do puzzles, that kind of thing, keep themselves mentally alert.
Was the rear end a little sore once you finally got out?
Surprisingly, no. I mean, I keep my lap belt so I have enough space to kind of lift my butt off the seat and kind of flex my legs so I don't, get too sedentary.
That's smart.
We have some room, not a ton of room, so it's, we work with our sports therapist to kind of come up with the little things we can do in the sky to kind of prevent, blood clots and things like that. Alright, Sam, so coming up will be our descent check. And first thing we do is we lower our gear, get drag out there, and help the jet start descending.
So gears then down from 70,000 all the way till we land?
Yep. And there's no speed limit for the gear, unlike other airplanes. You overspeed the jet before you overspeed the gear.
Does that change much of how it feels to fly with the gear down this high and all the way in?
No, I mean, you'll just notice an immediate drag as the drag kind of picks up, and you'll see the VVI drop.
Gotcha.
So we go gear down, we bring the throttle down, speed brakes out, spoilers up, gust up, and that gets the drag out there to help us descend. With no hydraulics, it can take over an hour to descend.
And I was curious, is there much difference between flying the single-seater and the two-seater in terms of pilot performance or flight performance?
No, they feel pretty much the same.
You just can look out your rearview mirror and see my face.
Yep.
Ah, there it goes.
Oakland Pinion 09, complete above 60, requesting flight plan route descent.
Pinion 09, roger, so maintain flight level 5, correction 45045.
450, Pinion 09.
Pinion 09, and on my flight plan I'm showing you making a right turn here to go to the north. Is that what you want to do, or just fly straight north, straight on your current route?
Yeah, it'll be a quick right turn near Tahoe, and then straight line from there towards Holly.
Roger, no problem, maintain 450, thanks.
And 450, Pinion 09. Something else to notice is all that flight, and we only burned 400 gallons.
Wow.
She sips fuel up high.
So is 12 hours about the longest you can fly with one tank here?
I'd say you're more person limited than range limited.
They ever consider doing air-to-air refueling capability?
EVA 08 Heavy San Francisco tower change to my frequency 120.5.
Yeah, they'd actually played around with that with a version of the C model back in the 60s. Granted, the C model could only not fly as long as we can, but I would say no thank you.
12 hours is enough.
Especially if I don't get to change out the P bucket either.
True.
You notice as we get into the thicker air here, the slower the roll rate was. More air loads over the wing.
So I'm curious, when pilots are applying for the U-2 program, like what sort of qualifications do they need to have? What do you guys look for?
So we'll take from any background and any service, but they're based on what aircraft they came from, kind of dictates the minimum required hours that we're looking for. Like we require less hours from a fighter or a trainer aircraft than we do from a heavy aircraft. We actually have had some helo folks come through, but we require them to have a certain amount of fixed wing time and kind of recency in that as well.
Yeah, and while I was doing my training, I heard that every now and then someone comes, applies, kind of puts on the helmet, gets a little claustrophobic. They're like, hey, this isn't for me.
Yeah, so actually part of the interview is a claustrophobia check. So like you were explaining, we'll put them in a suit, put them in an ejection seat, mock up, and sit them in a corner for an hour or so and see how they do. It is a little weird at first when you're sitting there in the helmet, in the spacesuit, hearing yourself breathe.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, back below 50 for you.
Back to familiar territory.
Pinion 09 is going to maintain flight level 380 now.
380, Pinion 09.
Airbus mobile radio check. Loud and clear, 1-5. Loud and clear.
So the first one that we will simulate is we're simulating we had some kind of engine problem and had to glide home. So we call it a practice precautionary pattern.
Okay.
Pinion 09 are whenever safe flight conditions over the field.
Windows 09 is in the clear below 6,000.
Pin 09, roger.
It's a really good glide profile, but we want to still keep it close to the runway, right? So we still do a spiral descent. No more than 30 degrees of bank in the pattern. That way we don't get ourselves close to a stall.
Got it.
Still have an engine, so we still have hydraulics if we want it, if we need it. But the goal is to not mess with it. Pin 09, low-key, gear down, touch and go.
Pin 09, runway 15, wind 1905, clear for the option.
Clear for the option 15, pinion 09.
09 mobile, automatics approved.
Mobile.
Looking outside, picking out my aim point, trying to freeze it in the windscreen. Center line with our feet, aileron to control the drift. At 10 feet, we pop our lift spoilers.
10, 8, 6, 4, 3, 2, 2, 2, little left rudder, 2, 2, 1, back to 2, 2, little left rudder, 1 inches.
Still got to fly the wing on the ground, still producing lift as soon as we touch down. All cleaned up and away we go. Pin 09, request closed, extend to base.
Pin 09, extended left close, traffic approved, port base.
So for this one, we're simulating
For your multiple approaches, there are men and equipment left of runway at the 1,000 foot board doing a photo op mission.
09 is where, thank you.
Pin 09 mobile off of 15.
09 mobile, roger, thanks.
And so for this one, we're simulating we had some kind of hydraulic problem. So no hydraulics available.
Okay.
Fly a slightly wider downwind, and it's a much flatter approach.
Got it.
Since there's no drag available, we got to fly a longer ground track to give ourselves time to bleed off the airspeed with just induced drag. So close to idle, if not idle, we got a little bit of a headwind, so that'll help us. High 60s gives me some throttle authority, so I don't have to worry about as much of the throttle spin up time in case a sink happens.
And the chase car is just watching you and then knows right when to launch out, or?
Yeah, so based on my distance to him and line of sight, gives him the cues that he needs on when to go for the rejoin.
Got it.
We're up at 3-1, roger, report initial, runway 15.
Pin 09, left base gear down, full stop.
Pin 09, runway 15, 1805, clear to land.
Clear to land, pin 09. Aim point I'm using to cross about 10 feet is the numbers on the runway.
Nice job.
Thank you.
Back on Mother Earth.
Made it back safely.
We're up at 3-1, roger.
So once we pull to a stop here, go ahead and get your pins in and let me know when they're in.
State type landing.
Okay.
We're up at 3-1, roger. Break over the numbers, traffic are inside of U-2, 8 mile final. Pin 07, traffic are full on T38, right approach and brake.
Pinion. Traffic in sight. That's good right there, brake. Pinion 09, Article Mobile, off of runway 15 at Charlie.
09 mobile, roger, contact ground, have a good one.